So tonight we got to see M3GAN or M3GAN.
M3GAN.
Yeah.
Yep.
That title is actually explained in the movie, so in case you're
Is.
wondering what that is, you'll find out. So, what's M3GAN about? This is a pretty simplistic plot. I mean, as far as the plot goes, it's pretty similar-ish to the Child's Play remake. I think this is the movie it's going to get likened to the most. But essentially, a girl gets an android that's supposed to be her BFF, and things don't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all you need to know. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the trailer, and I tried my best to avoid the trailer as much as I could. You know, I saw some of it. Of course, the dance thing was ruined for me, and a couple of moments were, but there's enough surprises in here, or enough scenes that are different from what I didn't see of the trailer, that it wasn't just like, oh, you seen the trailer, you seen the movie, which is good, right? So now this is brought to us from the director of Housebound, which is a cool film, and I don't think that he's done anything since, so it's a long time coming for this one. And ironically, Kaylee and I watched *Malignant* tonight on a Patreon watch party, and this has the same writer. The screenplay was done by him, and then James Wan did the story. So they both did *Malignant* together in the writing department, and they did it here as well. So anyway, getting to the film, we got Allison Williams in here, which was cool to see. I really like her, especially in *The Perfection*, which is a freaking crazy overlooked movie of a couple of years ago. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. Highly recommended.
She's great in that for sure.
And then the little girl is the little girl from *The Haunting of Hill House*.
Yes.
As well as Dr. Sleep. And she's wonderful. So overall, this is a movie that a lot of people were looking forward to because the trailer is
attention grabbing, interesting,
kind of iconic at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
it got a lot of attention.
They really hyped it up for sure.
And they also altered the film to be PG-13,
Right.
down from an R rating to try to get more people in the theater. Now, whether or not that will be successful financially remains to be seen. But I definitely want to see an R-rated cut of this film.
Me too.
Overall, I was a really big fan of this one. And I want it to be known, for anyone who doesn't, I didn't like the Child's Play remake. Like at all. So if you're thinking this is just like the same film, it clearly isn't.
Yeah, very different.
Because I thought this was great, and I hated the Child's Play remake. So maybe if you love the Child's Play remake, maybe you'd hate this. I don't know. But what do you think?
I really loved it. I mean, I want an R rating, of course. Like, I'd like to see more violence and more gore, but I think that the story is one that's like right up my alley. It kind of obviously explores AI, and I think that that's something that's becoming like increasingly more prevalent in pop culture and in just like kind of the general like consciousness, because it is like looming on our horizon that at some point there will be like AI androids or some other like very close to human consciousness that we'll be interacting with. And I always think it's really fascinating to see how people would treat them, and this is obviously more tragic and terrifying kind of take on that, but there's some surprisingly really sweet moments in the film that I really appreciated, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I think everything actually made complete sense, like everyone's motivations, M3GAN's motivations, like all of it was explained really well. And on top of that, I think that there was actually some genuinely creepy like scenes, especially with M3GAN. It's obviously like the uncanny valley effect because looks very much human, but also not human at all, because her eyes, it's like Alita Battle Angel, very big eyes and everything. But I had a good time with it. I was not disappointed by it.
No, nor was I. And the real standout here, and this is exactly what should be the standout of the film, is the titular character, right? M3GAN is wonderfully visualized and adapted here. Like, it's one thing to come up with this character and to come up with sketches and everything, but then to actually like put it to screen and for it to work as well as I'm sure they intended is a really astonishing feat. I mean, the effects on her are fantastic.
Yes.
They really, really do a fantastic job of creating said uncanny valley, where it's just like she looks human, but there's just something off, and that's intentional with the design. And, some little actress played her, and how much of the performance is hers versus how much of the performance is more in, like, CGI or whatever the hell. I don't know. I'd be curious to watch some kind of behind the scenes making of on this just to see how much of the performance is hers. But M3GAN is just freaking scary.
She really is.
Outright just scary. Because, the argument against AI has always been the same thing. They don't have a soul.
Right.
Right? Like, that's the one thing that seems to keep people distanced from the idea of AI being on the same wavelength or, to be compared to humans. It's like, well, soul, this and that. And it's like, okay, now we can debate whether or not a person has a soul, but essentially what they're meaning is more of like a conscience.
Sure.
Right? And like, now can you program one, or does one inherently come with being sentient or whatever? I mean, this is a program. And so they are going to not have the same level of empathy. They're not going to have that same level of caring about humanity. Not that every human has any caring of humanity, but you know what I mean. So when she's in her mode, there is this like morality disconnect that you immediately feel, because it's like, she's not human. She doesn't care what happens to humans.
Right.
Right? But as Kaylee had pointed out, there are very genuine, sweet moments, and it does feel like, and this is something you'd have to determine for yourself, that M3GAN cares for the girl that she's caring for. Now, that could be her programming or whatever. I don't know, honestly, what to take from that. But when she's in her kill mode, there is this just unhuman aspect to her that makes her way more dangerous, right? There's no pleading with her. There's no beating her. I mean, she's a fucking machine. It's the Terminator, right? That's what's so scary about her.
Yeah, but I think that she has a lot of depth as a character, and there's a lot of like commentary, social commentary about raising children and how technology is influencing how we parent. And I think that goes, the theme is the same with her and with all AI, right? Is that they would be essentially like, humanity's children that we create. So how they turn out as far as their morality and their empathy is definitely dependent on like the nurturing that they're getting, which is just like with any kid, and that's definitely really relevant to this film.
There's definitely a scene that I could bring up that would be a spoiler, but it has to do with parameters.
Sure.
And it's it's a foreshadowing for the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the performances are all very good. I think the film looks immaculate. It's a very good looking movie. All the effects on M3GAN are top notch.
Yeah.
Everything in her face, in her movements especially. Yes. I mean, the movements are crazy. The way they got her body to move like a robot. You have these like freaky long stares. Like anytime M3GAN looks at you, there's like there's definitely a couple different things that happen. She's either being sweet, but it's still kind of like, but then when she looks at you and you know she's not playing.
Yeah, it's chilling.
Scary.
It's really chilling.
It's scary. It's just completely like void.
Yes. Well, yeah, because all of
any
like
empathy or human emotion or
her
anything.
expressions are so like they're calculated, right? Because she's learning, so she like uses expressions to kind of manipulate maybe, and so when she's just being herself, really, it is just this blank slate. Like there's no real need for her to express if she's just being analytical.
Yeah, she's got like that 1,000-yard stare too, and it's just it's off-putting. It's very off-putting. And another thing, like, could the body count in the movie been higher, and would we have liked that more? Yes and no. We talked about this in the car after we left. I'm like, yeah, of course, you know, the gore hound in me and whatever. It's a PG-13 movie. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping eventually we'll get the R-rated cut and we would be able to see that gore. I would want to see more M3GAN carnage. But for the story being told, she kills all the people that she would.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like upping the body count wouldn't service the story.
No.
So that's kind of that fine line that you have to walk, is like, there's no real reason for her to kill anyone else. Like, the real fear in the movie is like the way she looks, the way she moves, the way that she reacts, the way,
well, and
those
then
kinds
also
of
like
things.
all the implications for like just something like her existing in the world.
Sure.
And I think that the way that the movie ends, like there is a potential for more films to come.
100%.
And I think that would be the point when increasing like the body count would work, because it will expand past the like, very personalized and like intimate.
Well, the sequel, she would just be pissed off.
Exactly. So
right?
It would make sense for her to
I'm going to kill everyone.
Start getting angrier and angrier. Yeah.
Sure.
But the body count in this and the people who do die, like, he literally, like, you clapped when one character died.
Fuck
so
yeah.
It was all, everybody was warranted.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad for a single death.
Yeah. No, neither did I. Except for maybe one, but that's just...
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll see.
But yeah, I mean, if you saw the trailer and it looked like it was up your alley, I think it'll deliver. If you think it looked stupid, then I don't know if the film's going to win you over.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of is what it advertises to be.
There was like some people in the audience that were like kind of laughing, and there's a few moments where M3GAN, I don't even want to say because I sort of feel like it's a spoiler, but like they were maybe unintentionally funny for people.
Well, this is very similar to Child's Play, right?
Sure.
My Buddy song.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Is that,
yeah, and they have some scenes like that,
but
and
they work.
I think it's
really well.
I liked it a lot.
I did too.
I mean, I think it really fit it.
I think it
fit the scene really well.
Fits the scene, especially from like the perspective of like M3GAN is supposed to be for children. Like, that's what she's designed for.
Absolutely.
And she's like constantly learning from, anyway, I think that it fit really well, but there were some people that were kind of laughing, and I didn't think those scenes were funny, but I did think that there's actually some other scenes that are pretty funny, and those are intentional.
Oh, absolutely.
So
there's definitely
humor,
funny movies.
which is great.
For sure. Mm-hmm. This is a movie I would absolutely buy and watch again, and I would really love to buy and watch the R-rated cut. I would like to see the kills that M3GAN commits in their gory full detail, and whatever added cursing or whatever the hell, sure. But just give me the kills. I'm sure that they were graphic.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
So a big win for me. The very first horror movie of 2023.
Yes.
And we're off to a good start.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great one.
Yes.
I could absolutely see this making my tops list of 2023.
Yeah, I could too.
So
for sure.
it's definitely going to be a very memorable film.
Yeah.
of 2023, of the 2020s. M3GAN will definitely be something people remember. Mm-hmm. And some people might find it stupid, but as I said, I think that the people who are gonna find it stupid are the ones, for the most part, are gonna be the same ones that kind of found the trailer to be stupid.
Yeah.
Because the film is the trailer, but just better and more expanded upon. And you kind of get everything the trailer promises and more. So you're into the trailer, you probably like it. If you weren't, then you probably won't. That's about it. Mm-hmm. You know, because we've seen plenty of movies where the trailer is very misleading.
Sure.
And it's like, oh, I don't think if you're waiting for the trailer to be this, you know, whatever. But with this one, the trailer sells this movie very well.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it intends to be as far as the trailer is concerned. So
yeah.
Thumbs up from me, big time. Yeah. What more can I say? But
yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know if you see it. It's in theaters now. It's the only way to see it. So let us know.